Hey everybody, what's up? GleeCon back again. Happy Christmas Eve out there. Today on this lore of Warcraft journey, this Jefferson starship that we're on together, we're going to continue some of these vintage articles, the ones that were just Thanos snapped off of the website when they revamped things around the time of Cataclysm or so. Um, they go hand in hand with all of things that dropped with World of Warcraft Classic, which we've been playing through and pretty much at the very, very end of that. We're in the end game part of that. Um, and we did events last time. So that was things like there was like a random fishing one, not even the cool fishing one. Um, can't remember what some of the other, like the Gurbashi Arena, little events like that. Today we're going to do yearly events, so stay a while and listen. I'm going to be periodically pausing today because the past episode or two I mentioned I have been fighting off a cold, and I really thought I was kind of at the peak and I was coming out the other side. I was wrong. It was like a calm before the storm, and I feel terrible today. Hopefully today's the peak because I dragged myself up just to do the records. So we're gonna. Luckily, I'm not working today due to the holiday. This article is a copy of in-game yearly events. That was a collection of articles on the World of Warcraft community site. They overviewed the yearly world events available in World of Warcraft leading up to Cataclysm. No longer available, but there are quite a few. If you look at the table of contents, look at all that stuff. We have, and we're going to discuss, I think, most of them today. So this is going to be a little bit of a long one. They do it in a yearly kind of fashion, beginning with New Year's, the Lunar Festival. There's something called History. I guess that's probably a Lunar Festival. Love is in the Air, Noble Garden, Children's Week, Midsummer, Peon Day. We'll talk about that. That's an interesting one. Harvest Festival, Pirates Day, Brewfest, Hallows End, Day of the Dead, Pilgrim's Bounty, Feast of Winter Veil. That's the last one. All right, so to help offset the strain and tension of constant warfare, the leaders of the Horde and Alliance occasionally organize full-blown festivities for their people, centered around holidays and special events. What better way to celebrate the year's victories and other achievements than in the company of a few thousand of your closest allies? So it begins with New Year's. You see a little gnome quaffing to some fireworks in Stormwind. We'll look at the New Year's pictures after. Another year is ending in the rich world of Azeroth. Countless battles have been fought and numerous accolades achieved. It's time to laud victories and give remembrance to those lost. In celebration of the old year's passing and anticipation of the new, skilled brewers and talented pyrotechnicians have brought their finest creations to the bustling cities. Join the party underway and ring in the new year with your fellow adventurers. It is a holiday event that only exists for 2 days, December 31st and January 1st, all around Azeroth. Fireworks are a part of it. The innovative and artistic engineers of Undermine have been slaving away since their display of pyrotechnics in July. Their latest and greatest, not to mention highly dangerous to operate creations, will be on display in the cities of the world every hour after sunset. Keep your eyes to the skies and be sure to stick around for the finale. Potent potables. What good is a party without sampling some of the brewer's delicious work? Kegs of the finest brews are available in the cities of Azeroth, bringing good cheer. As we bid farewell to the old year, Cups are available for all partygoers. Simply pick one up and fill up at the keg to warm your belly and lift your heart. And revelers all. Many soldiers formerly abroad have come to engage in the festivities, share in the merriment, and dance with the revelers, or if you're so inclined, blow a kiss to one that catches your eye. It's all in fun after all. They appreciate the attention. Here is a picture of some fireworks above Thunder Bluff. There's some above Booty Bay. There is a little gnome quaffing in Stormwind. There's a reveler that says after the fireworks show, they'll put out goblets so we can take a toast. A naked goblin on the table, finding an empty festive mug. There's a bunch of Stormwind NPCs around a table of mugs. Here is the bridge leading into Stormwind, just loaded with boxes and kegs. And here is our character with the Celebrate Good Times buff, plus 10 to all stats. And fireworks and a full moon over Stormwind. How cool. Here's Thunder Bluff, people chilling by the reveler tables, and people passed out the next day sleeping in Booty Bay. They partied too hardy. If you want to see that one live, we did do all of the events related to that on Classic. On our walkthrough. Lunar Festival is where we stopped. I started at a different point in the cycle, but I wasn't powerful enough. We will go back and do Lunar Festival for real this year. Every year, the Druids of Moonglade hold a celebration of their city's great triumph over an ancient evil. During the Lunar Festival, citizens of Azeroth have the opportunity to honor their elders by celebrating their sage wisdom, sharing in magnificent feasts, and of course shooting fireworks. It's a holiday event in all major cities, Booty Bay, Moonglade, actually in dungeons and stuff too. The Beasts of Omen was once a hero of this world. A wolf of great strength and fortune, Omen fought beside the heroes of the War of the Ancients until he succumbed to demonic magics. Turning against his allies, he raged across Azeroth and carried death and terror in his wake. Finally defeated in Moonglade, Omen now sleeps among the silt of Lake Elun Ara, but each new year during the festival he stirs. During the Lunar Festival, adventurers will have the opportunity to honor many of their elders, and by doing so, they'll also honor their culture and their people. For this, the Coins of Ancestry service tangible means to recognize those who've chosen the venerable path of respect. Those who are recognized thus will have their diligence rewarded with a selection of unique items. Fireworks. The innovative and artistic engineers of Undermine have been slaving away since their display of pyrotechnics in July. Their latest and greatest, not to mention highly dangerous to operate creations, will be on display in the cities of the world every hour after sunset. Keep your eyes to the skies and be sure to stick around for the finale. Just like with New Year's. Revelers all, many soldiers formerly abroad have come home to engage in the festivities, share in the merriment, and dance with the revelers, or if you're so inclined, blow a kiss to one that catches your eye. All in fun. After all, they appreciate the attention. Festival outfits to help celebrate the festivities. A selection of unique clothing becomes available to adventurers. Such outfits have been worn in times past during the Lunar Festival, and each is handcrafted with only the finest soft fabrics and other quality components. History. The Lunar Festival is a time of celebration. Peoples of Azeroth celebrate their triumph of many thousands of years ago when an alliance of good races, Night Elves, Tauren, and Earthen, a proto-dwarven race, defeated a terrible evil. It's also a time of remembrance for the valor and wisdom of that ancient age. The demigod Omen was a being of great strength and knowledge. Blessed by a loon, Omen wandered primordial Kalimdor, guiding hunters and gatherers and offering luck and advice to all he met. When the Burning Legion launched their attack, Omen allied with Azeroth's defenders. He fought bravely, but after many battles, his wounds from demonic forces plunged Omen into a deep dreaming sleep, where fell-inspired nightmares slowly consumed him. When he finally awoke centuries later, he had fallen to madness. The transformed Omen rampaged. No longer a creature of wisdom, but still possessing the strength of a loon's blessing, he tore through the land, killing and devouring. Terror rode before him, and death trailed in his wake. Omen's spree of horror ended when a coterie of ancient heroes gathered in the village of Nighthaven and faced the beast. They called down the moon's wrath, and Omen, blinded and stunned by the power of the moon goddess, fled into the deep waters of Lake Ilunara. That day marked the end of his rampage and symbolized a new beginning for the people of Azeroth and the followers of Elune. Today, the Lunar Festival is held by the Druids of Nighthaven. Both the Horde and Alliance are welcomed to celebrate and shoot fireworks, a symbol of Elune's power. Ancient heroes of the past also appear throughout the land, offering gifts to those who find and honor them. It is a time of happiness and fortune and celebration, but it has a deeper motive as well. Omen, defeated so many centuries ago, yet remains in Lake Ilunara. Although driven insane by the Burning Legion, the demigod still possesses Elune's blessing and is hence immortal. During the Lunar Festival, he stirs, and heroes of the land are called to defeat him once again. Here we have the pictures. There's a firework table in Ironforge. There's the picture of Omen. He's like a Cerberus type of thing. There's one of the elders. Fireworks above Teldrassil. That is like another screen grab from same one from New Year's. There's a little lunar light, people dancing, revelers. Fireworks. Maybe I think we're still around Teldrassil. Maybe this is more elders in Ironforge. Maybe that's actually, that might be Orgrimmar. There's the Forsaken elders with their fireworks. Fireworks over Booty Bay. Okay. That's the end of that one. Players submitted pictures too, but they don't really load very well. All right, next holiday is Love is in the Air. Something is in the air in the major cities of Azeroth. Some call it love, and some just call it friendship and admiration. Whichever it is, many guards and townsfolk now spend their days giving and receiving tokens and gifts to other amorous citizens. The more skeptical, however, are suspicious of the strange love sickness clouding the hearts of so many. Will this widespread occurrence be simply taken as a recent outbreak of amour? Or will our brave adventurers find a sinister plot behind the source of this plague of passion? Only time will tell. It is an unexplained phenomenon in the capitals, the classic capitals of Stormwind, Ironforge, Darnassus, Thunderbluff, Orgrimmar, and Undercity. So Exodar and Silvermoon don't get it. The vendors are lovely merchant NPCs in each race's capital cities, offer to exchange love-themed items, including those listed below, for love tokens. You can continue to gain love tokens by completing daily quests. The daily quests, each of these quests award love tokens, which can be used to purchase items from love merchants. So this is different than how it was in Classic, the way we did it. Crushing the Crown, kill 5 Crown Sprayers, and use Snagglebolt's Corium Bomb to destroy 1 chemical wagon. Gifts to faction leaders. Present a lovely charm bracelet to one of the faction leaders. There are 4 daily quests, one for each of the faction leaders. To collect lovely charms, you'll need a lovely charm collector's kit, which you can request from QQ pedal feet at the Crown Chemical Co. camp near any capital city auction house. Once you have the kit, killing enemies that grant you experience will also reward you with lovely charms. 10 lovely charms can be converted into one lovely charm bracelet. Cloudlet of Classy Cologne. Spray 10 people with the Crown Cologne sprayer. A Perfect Puff of Perfume. Spray 10 people with the Crown Perfume sprayer. Bomb Bomb Blitz. Toss 10 people samples from the Crown Chocolate Sampler. You could, a bouquet of ebon roses. You can obtain a bouquet of ebon roses. That is part of the criteria for the achievement. My love is like a red, red rose from the following bosses: the Maiden of Grief in the Halls of Stone, Prince Kaliseth in Uthgard Keep, and Prince Tal'Daram in Anghet, the Old Kingdom. So that's a way of making Wrath be part of this. A seasonal boss. A special boss is located inside of Shadowfang Keep, deep within the Silver Pine Forest. For the daily quest, You've Been Served, you'll need to serve the court subpoena to Apothecary Hummel in Shadowfang Keep. This is similar to the special bosses that were available for Brewfest and Hallow's End. You can complete this quest each day and one time per party member. After being served, Apothecary Hummel drops special items, including a rare flying mount. All right, let's look at the screenshot. There's not really a lot. There's this little Forsaken with a love heart. There's some player stuff. I guess we're going to have to go back here. The original screenshot gallery here shows someone with the little love around them. The guards when they have love, the citizens. Orgrimmar all loved up. Thunder Bluff all loved up. Love candles all around Stormwind. The bank somewhere all loved up. Ironforge Bank, maybe. Darnassus loved up. There's the innkeeper in Elwyn. Loved up. All right. Now we're on to Noble Garden. This is like the first. Noble Garden is one of the. I mean, I did a lot of the stuff back in the day, but when I really started playing WoW again in my current run, which was like about halfway through BFA's life cycle, I got the game again after being on a hiatus, and before I even ever played by myself, the way I kind of got the wife on board is I put it on her computer and my computer, and we made characters and played together. We made night elves. I think she was a mage. She prefers mages. It's one of her favorite class types when we play RPGs together. I made a druid that I was going to be a healer, my thought being, oh, I'll keep her alive. Little did I know back then and through Shadowlands, Restoration Druid, super fun to heal with. But outside of being good at healing, just terrible. Unfun class to play in PvE content. And anything outside of group content. But like the first thing we did, it was right around this Noble Garden. And so we started in Teldrassil, and we were little babies. And it was like within the first day, we're going around. We spent probably our first like few nights playing, just doing Easter eggs. In Origins, steeped in druidic festivals from times long past, the current incarnation of Noble Garden is a contrast between ancient traditions and modern interpretations. There are no natural pictures other than the Alkin you see. While some races of Azeroth, there's like player pictures, but they're so small. The player ones always appear so small. While some races of Azeroth try to stay true to the original spirit of the holiday, others prefer a more light-hearted approach, in essence, looking everywhere for festively decorated eggs and collecting the goodies found therein. One tenet all can agree on is that the Feast of Noble Garden is meant to bring communities together to share the joy of life and friendship. Features I want a Noble Garden egg. The egg hunt is on. The towns of Azeroth and their immediate environs have been liberally sprinkled with Noble Garden eggs for players to collect in a ravenous frenzy, in the spirit of sharing. These eggs contain treats fit for commoners and kings alike. Mostly they contain delicious Noble Garden chocolate. Every so often, a Noble Garden egg will contain something besides chocolate, as a variety of special items are also hidden inside. These special items include seasonal clothing, special prizes, and more. However, if you're not fortunate enough to keep the prize you want, you can still purchase them from special vendors located in towns. The currency for these prizes, Noble Garden chocolate, of course. Achievements and daily quests. New achievements have been added for Noble Garden and can be seen in the World Events section in the Achievements interface. In addition, a new daily quest is offered from Noble Garden quest givers located in town. Looking for tips? Check out our general links for some guides to Noble Garden. Yeah, it's not too bad. Children's Week. Um, I'd say I more than any other of the holidays, I look on Children's Week with annoyance because you have to do, in order to get the achievement. It's just about the only achievement in the non PvP sector that forces you to participate in PvP. Also, it's the only achievement that if you really want to get every single one, it would take you minimum of 2 years. If you started on Children's Week and got the first one, then 1 year later you got the next round, then a year after, because you have to do the event 3 times, because there's an achievement for getting all 3 pets and you can only pick one per year. I do have it. Celebrated by both the Horde and the Alliance, Children's Week is a time for the heroes of both factions to give something back to the innocents of war, the orphans. It's a children's holiday from May 2nd to 8th in Orgrimmar, Stormwind, and Shattrath. Sightseeing. All orphans wish they had someone to show them the wonders of the world. Throughout the year, they spend their time wandering around their home cities of Stormwind or Orgrimmar, dreaming of the day they'll be old enough and big enough to venture out into the world alone and see the sights their parents would have shown them. How depressing. During Children's Week, though, brave adventurers for the Horde and the Alliance can make these kids' dreams come true. To help these kids see the world, all you have to do is visit the orphanage for your faction. Talk to either Orphan Matron Nightingale in Stormwind for Alliance or Orphan Matron Battle Whale in Orgrimmar for the Horde. After that, you and your young friend can adventure together across Azeroth. Below are some of the places and people the orphans want to visit. The Bank in Darnassus for Alliance, the Lighthouse in Westfall for Alliance, Jaina Proudmoore and Barrymore for Alliance, the Morshan Rampart for the Horde, Lordaeron Throne Room for the Horde, Cairn Bloodhoof and Thunder Bluff for the Horde. And for pet rewards, they show the Stormwind and Orgrimmar orphanages. After you complete your adventures across the lands of Azeroth, bring your young friend back to the orphanage. He'll then be so thrilled and grateful that he'll offer you one of his favorite pets to remember him by: a pig, a rat, or a turtle. Children's Week in Shattrath. Victims of war in Outland, the orphans of Shattrath's lower city also needed company and adventure. Talk to Orphan Matron Mercy to offer an orphan the adventure of a lifetime as you take them traveling across Outland and learn a little about your ward along the way. The outcome of the ongoing battle against the Burning Legion may one day lie in the hands of these children, so a little encouragement or a push in the right direction could make all the difference. Prepare yourself for answering all those tricky questions that children ask as you show them the sights of the Dark Portal, the Exodar for the Alliance or Silvermoon City for the Horde, Caverns of Time, and meet some unexpected people along the way. They show Shattrath and meeting old friends. And while doing a good deed is a reward in itself, there's something special waiting for you back in Shattrath to help you remember your orphan friend by throughout the year ahead. And there's a little Elec elephant. Maybe that's a silver moon bird, still half in the egg. And a gross little cyclop monster beholder thing. And yeah, these pictures, it just shows you the orphanage with the matrons, the Shatrith orphanage, and that's Halar, some other little orphans that they can go talk to, some of their old friends. All right, Midsummer Fire Festival. After this one, we're about halfway through the year. This is a holiday event from June 21st to July 4th in Azeroth and Outland. So you weren't chosen for Flamekeeper this year? Don't fret, my friend. The Midsummer Fire Festival isn't merely about the traditional honor. It's a time of merriment, a chance to celebrate the hottest season of the year by lighting great fires across the land and sharing in what the elemental spirits can offer. Come to our camps and join in the revelry. Tending the flames. Across Azeroth, brilliant bonfires have been lit to signify the hottest months of the year. The chosen flamekeepers are eager to ensure they continue burning long into the days and nights of the celebration, and they seek the aid of the able explorers in doing so. Traverse the land and delve into dangerous dungeons at their behest. You may return hot, sweaty, and a little sooty, but these spiritual guides understand well the need to reward adventurers beyond the promise of enlightenment. Joining the festivities. Every city has a prominently located fire festival camp where you can pick up quests to participate in the festival fun. Shatrith City has a camp as well, but it does not offer all of the quests. The Midsummer Fire Festival has plenty to offer to both high-level and lower-level characters. By doing the quests and visiting the flames around the world, characters will earn gold, experience, and perhaps participate in some world PvP and exploration. In addition, groups of maximum level characters can summon a new boss with epic rewards for the duration of the event. Characters of all levels can turn in burning blossoms for unique Fire Festival rewards. There's some annoying achievements for that, like juggling the fire a certain amount of times. Burning blossoms are the currency used for the Fire Festival and are used to purchase seasonal reward items from midsummer suppliers and merchants. You can collect burning blossoms by completing quests, including the daily quests that are part of the festival. Using them near a Fire Festival bonfire also grants a temporary but useful buff to your character, or reignites an extinguished bonfire but consumes the blossom in the process. Ahune, the Frost Lord. Characters of level 78 or higher can utilize the Looking for Dungeon tool to do battle with Ahune, the Frost Lord, or Ahune. Ahune is a unique seasonal boss similar to Hallow's End's Headless Horseman, who can only be confronted during the Fire Festival. If you can find and defeat Ahune, you'll be able to loot his special rewards, including a selection of epic items and a brand new frigid Frostling pet. Dancing around the ribbon pole. At every festival camp, one of these traditional decorations stands tall beside the bonfire. Take up one of the multicolored ribbons and dance around the pole with your friends and fellow celebrants. The activity may appear a bit frivolous for your average ferocious fighter, but even the most seasoned veteran can appreciate the resulting 10% bonus to experience from killing monsters. Torch tossing. So you want to be a fire juggler. If you think you have what it takes, the dexterity, the reflexes, the courage, this is your chance to prove it. Take the provided torches and look for the braziers with markers flashing above them. While standing near the bonfire, throw a torch at each brazier as soon as a mark appears above it. You must hit the marked brazier before the mark fades if you want credit for the toss. It's a good idea to practice. Place the practice torch on your action bar for easy access. After you've completed the quest, you unlock a follow-up quest to catch torches below, and subsequently a daily version. Yeah. I remember. Torch catching. I've done the what a long strange trip it's been, so I've done where you get all the achievements for most of the achievements. Some don't count. Torch catching. After successfully completing torch tossing, you're ready to show that you can not only throw torches, but catch them as well. Take the provided unlit torches and stand near the bonfire. Throw a torch in the air by right-clicking it, then follow its flight path. Look for the shadow it casts on the ground and catch it when it lands. To ensure that you catch the torch, stop running the instant before it lands. After you catch enough torches, you'll unlock a daily version of this quest and torch tossing above, which each grant 5 burning blossoms a day. Additionally, you'll be able to toss torches to catch torches from other players. Unusual activity. While celebration has its place, there are graver matters to attend to as well. When the festival began, reports began filtering in from Ashenville about a sharp increase in twilight cult activity. Go to the camp just south of the Black Fathom Deets entrance in the ruins and see if the cultists there will part with this information. The quest line continues on, eventually unlocking a daily quest for 10 burning blossoms, where the objective is to kill a particular NPC enemy. Did I mark all these? Yeah, all I've done is Winter Veil and Love is in the Air and New Year's. That's the only ones we've done. I don't know how many more there are. Maybe gave up on Love is in the Air. We'll have to check that out. It might have been like I was not strong enough. I don't know why I have an extra one listed there. And then I started to do Lunar Festival and then just gave up on it because it was too crazy. Okay. Honor or desecrate the flame. Festival fires burn across the land in alliance and horde settlements alike. If you make time to honor those of your faction while desecrating those of the opposing faction, you'll earn rewards for your efforts. You receive 5 burning blossoms for each same faction fire you honor, and 10 for each opposing faction fire you desecrate. And there are about 30 of each. Each individual fire can only be interacted with once per year. If you find them all, you can collect over 300 burning blossoms, which comes in handy if you wish to buy the big prizes. Additionally, if you manage to sneak into an enemy capital city to desecrate their flame, you'll be rewarded with gold, a choice of consumable items, and 25 burning blossoms. You must be level 50 or above to capture the flame of an enemy capital. If you capture the flame of all 4 enemy capitals, you'll receive a special reward, the wearable crown of the Fire Festival. The enemy players and guards likely won't take too kindly to your efforts, however. To add extra incentive to keeping your flame alive, all friendly players in the vicinity of a lit flame for your faction receive a special buff that grants bonus to fire damage with every attack. And if your flame gets snuffed out, so does the buff. Fire in the Sky. The lengthy Midsummer Fire Festival traditionally ends with the sky itself being set alight. The goblins of Undermine have lent their considerable skill and copious amounts of gunpowder to the task, resulting in a tremendous fireworks show. Take up a festival mug and raise a toast to the season as the multicolored explosions dance across the sky above. I don't know that there's any... Yeah, you can't really... These pictures are all fan-shared pictures, so they're not really great. Interesting little footnote here. Peon Day. On September 30th, Goblin vendors arrived in Stormwind and Orgrimmar. These vendors sold fireworks at discounted prices. The reason? So that everyone might celebrate the day that was saved by the hard work of the mighty Peon and the great peasant. Legend has it that long ago the leaders of the 2 races, Orc and Human, each called upon a lowly worker and assigned him a great task. This task had to be finished by the end of the day, lest the world suffer grave consequence. Working diligently, both completed their task 4 minutes before the day ended. Thus, on the anniversary of that day, we celebrate in honor of them and all of the peons and peasants everywhere. There's a picture of some fireworks. That is a European-only holiday. EU server only. Obviously, as you can tell from my terrible accents, I am not European, and I'm not familiar with that holiday because I haven't Googled it. So feel free to enlighten me as to what that's actually about. Harvest Festival. Notice what we're not seeing is Brewfest. I don't see Brewfest. This is like a... Oh, I guess the Harvest Festival is early September. Oh, it's for Memorial Day. Labor Day, whatever. Celebrated by both the Horde and the Alliance, the Harvest Festival is a time to commemorate both those who have sacrificed their lives to help their allies. The Alliance honors the memory of the fallen, but most especially Uther Lightbringer. The Horde also remembers those who have fallen, with special emphasis on the memory of Grom Hellscream. It's a memorial holiday from September 16th to 22nd in Ironforge and Orgrimmar. Honoring a hero. Throughout history, many have given their lives to aid their allies. Every year, members of the Horde and the Alliance set aside time to honor the memories of the fallen and to pay tribute to those whose memories are held most dear. Uther Lightbringer for the Alliance and Grom Hellscream for the Horde. Heroes take time from their adventures to visit the graves of these two great leaders and to leave a tribute to them at the memorial. To show their respect, members of the Alliance light a candle at the tomb of Uther Lightbringer in the Western Plaguelands. Members of the Horde show their respect to Grom Hellscream by leaving a bottle of spirits at the base of the Hellscream Memorial in Demon Fall Canyon in Ashenvale. I don't think I've done that. Also, adventurers can see the spirits of the fallen outside of Orgrimmar and Ironforge and can take a moment to heft a mug of harvest nectar to their memory. Other harvest foods are laid out on the tables as well for those who have made the perilous journey to their hero's tomb to pay him tribute. Adventurers can satisfy their hunger on harvest fish, harvest fruits, or harvest boar, as well as quaffing some harvest nectar. After you complete your journey to your hero's tomb and have left a tribute to his memory, return to Javnir Nashak outside of Orgrimmar or Wagner Hammerstrike outside of Ironforge in order to receive your reward. Festival foods, as part of remembering the fallen heroes, feasts will be held outside of Ironforge and Orgrimmar. Adventurers are invited to partake of the feasts and let the food strengthen them so that they may face whatever comes their way. The foods available at the Harvest Festival are, and they're not actually listed. We would have to maybe I can access this archived website on the Wayback Machine. Maybe. Still having I'll try the EU version too. It's having a bit of a time. Oh, it's starting. Yeah, so let me just talk about Harvest Festival. Will that actually take us there? I don't know. Maybe not. Okay. The Horde's Hellscream is your reward, or for the light, by Genry Lore Singer dedicated to Uther Lightbringer, by Tolvin Warsong dedicated to Hellscream. So it's a book, and then you can get Harvest Boar, Harvest Fish, Harvest Fruit, and Harvest Nectar. Cool. Okay. back to where we were. Brewfest is down there. And, it's not zoomed in, but there's a picture of the Tomb of Uther and a picture of the Hellscream Memorial. That one's bigger. Neat. Pirates Day. I don't know why they do this one every time. A single day holiday event on September 19th in Booty Bay of Stranglethorn Vale. Yar, matey, it be Pirates Day. I'm pretty sure they still do this. Commoners wearing pirate garb have appeared in all the world's cities with the news of the dread Captain Demeza. Oh, Demeza? I wonder if that's like a dev. And her crew have landed in Booty Bay and declared it Pirates Day. If you are brave enough to share a drink with her, you may have what it takes to become an honorary crew member for the day. First, talk to any pirate commoner to receive a costume to help you get into the spirit of Pirates Day. Once appropriately attired, head down to Booty Bay to join in the fun. There, look for Dread Captain Demeza and her crew, who have taken over the roof of the Booty Bay Bank and Auction House. By talking to Captain Demeza, players become an honorary crew member and transform into a pirate of their race and gender for 12 hours. This costume buff may be clicked off, but persists through combat, mounting, death, and so on. Other highlights of the holiday include a large crowd of pirate revelers, the Dread crew, who dance, talk, eat, drink, laugh, and shoot fireworks. Ask Baron Revelgaz what he thinks of the visitors. The Tauren first mate Hapana and his giant South Seas assault parrot Nayuni. A trio of cannons and cannoneers who periodically fire out into the bay, at times just barely missing the sails of the incoming transport, those crazy corsairs. Captain Slappy and Old Chumbucket, two curiously named pirates. Lively pirate-themed music that plays upon the rooftop. There's got some just people screenshots. Here's a picture of a Blood Elf pirate. Yarr. Okay. Now there's Brewfest, which kicks off the beginning of October, from September 20th to October 5th. Celebrated by both the Horde and the Alliance, the Brewfest is a time to enjoy the fruits of the harvest: pretzels, cheese, and brew. The competing breweries Thunder Brew, Barley Brew, and the Ogres all come together outside of the major cities in a bid to outdo each other with their special ales, meads, and beers. Brave adventurers are invited to sit back, take a pull, and sample the finest wares these brewers have to offer. Okay, so the main Brewfest festivals are located near Orgrimmar and Ironforge. Beer gardens will also be set up outside of Silvermoon City, Darnassus Undercity, Stormwind, Thunderbluff, the Exeter, and Shattrath. Enjoying the brew, complimentary mugs filled with fresh, foamy beer sit atop tables outside of all the major cities. If you drink one down while standing near one of the brewers' stands outside of the Ironforge or Orgrimmar, one of their assistants will toss you a new mug. You can also fill up your empties at any of the kegs sitting near the brewer's stands. At Brewfest, you'll never have to worry about how to quench your thirst. Things to do. Brewfest is about more than just sampling the ales from all over Azeroth and Outland. Read on to find about what mighty deeds you can do while quenching your thirst. Well, you can do ram racing, which is the annoying thing that the achievements are tied to. In the spirit of Brewfest, adventurers can attempt to prove their ram riding skills by speaking with Neil Ramstein, or Ram Master Ray. Before they'll trust you with their precious rams, though, you'll need to prove you can control one. Once you've proven your expertise at handling the rams, you can earn Brewfest prize tokens by picking up kegs of brew from Karanos or Razor Hill and bringing them back to the feast. Seek the saboteurs. It's time to track down the source of the Dark Iron attacks and end them once and for all. Players will follow a trail of evidence that leads to Blackrock Depths, where parties of 5 players can do battle with the mastermind behind the attacks, Corin Direbrew. Direbrew is a special boss who can be encountered for the duration of Brewfest and drops special rewards, including epic weapons, trinkets, and rare mounts. Don't let him destroy any more precious beer. Brew of the Month Club. Some say it's the best club in Azeroth. For 200 Brewfest tokens, you too can join the exclusive Brew of the Month Club. Once a member, you are sent a new brew in the mail every month, each with different properties. Also, it never stops. I signed up once, and I bet you my mailbox, because I haven't played in like over a year of retail, it's probably just full of those beers. If the brew is to your liking, you can purchase more from specific vendors in Ironforge or Orgrimmar. Membership lasts 1 year and will need to be renewed the following year. That's a lie. Or else my account is bugged. But what a flavorful and refreshing year that will be. Barkers wanted. The representatives of Azeroth's major breweries want adventurers to help advertise their brews in Orgrimmar and Ironforge. To speak to one of the brewers for Barley Brew or Thunder Brew outside of Ironforge, or to Charlie's Voodoo Brewery or Drawn's Distillery outside of Orgrimmar to get started. You'll be given a ram to hurry you on your way, spreading the word around Orgrimmar or Ironforge about who makes the best brew. That part's not hard. Defend the feast. The Dark Iron clan dwarves are raiding Brewfest once again, trying to ruin the event for everyone. As a hero of the Alliance or Horde, it's your job to put an end to the attacks. Maybe find out why they've decided to crash the party in the process. The Dark Iron clan dwarves invasions occur every half hour. The pesky attackers target the kegs that dispense the free brew. If you're around when the Dark Iron dwarves show up, lend a hand and protect the beer. Ticket exchange. Brewfest has undergone some changes since its first year. The currency for Brewfest prizes is now Brewfest tokens instead of tickets. If you have tickets from previous years, you can exchange them for tokens. Ceremonial keg tapping. Each day at 6:15 a.m. and 6:15 p.m. server time, High Tinker Mecha Torque of Ironforge and Vol'jin from Orgrimmar come out to the Brewfest grounds for a brief tapping of the keg ceremony. Witnessing the ceremony grants players a buff that increases experience earned by 10%. Brewfest token prizes. Lastly, don't forget to drop by Belby Quick Switch and Blix Fix Widget to redeem your Brewfest tokens for some great prizes. I don't think there's any other than these goblins and dwarves. There's no non-player submitted pictures. So many holidays. Hallows End. Look at this Forsaken with a Night Elf mask. It's kind of funny. Observed by both the Horde and the Alliance, Hallows End is the celebration of the break between the Forsaken and the Scourge. Many tricks and treats await adventurers seeking holiday fun, including defeating the Headless Horseman, visiting inns and cities for fun items such as masks and costumes, and eating way too much candy in one sitting. Read below for more things to do during the spooky season on Azeroth. Alright, so it's a seasonal holiday from October 18th through October 31st, located in cities and inns throughout Azeroth and Outland. You can trick or treat. Every year during Hallows End, adventurers celebrate the time when the Forsaken broke away from the Scourge. Heroes for the Horde and Alliance can speak with any innkeeper and get a treat bag with a fun surprise inside. Open it as soon as you get it or else it'll fade away. Be wary though, the innkeepers are just as likely to trick you, changing your perspective on life, like changing you into a spider or whatever. In addition to the innkeepers with their tricks and their treat bags, adventurers can purchase sweets from vendors in Orgrimmar and Ironforge. Candy isn't quite your thing, no problem. Every inn has a tub prepared for a game of bobbing for apples. Also, Jasper, an orphan in Stormwind, and Spoops, an orphan in Orgrimmar, are both sick and can't join the Hallows End festivities themselves. Brave adventurers can make these two children feel better by speaking with certain innkeepers and bringing the treats they give you back to the orphans as a gift. I didn't know that. I wonder if that's new. The Wickerman Festival, which takes place outside the Undercity every evening, promises fun for the Horde and the Alliance. For those interested more in tricks than treats, Dark Caller Yanka wants members of the Horde to throw stink bombs at the Alliance town of South Shore. Sergeant Hartman in South Shore encourages members of the Alliance to do their best to stop the Horde, lest they be stuck cleaning up the stink. To get back at the Horde, he'll also ask you to crash the Wickerman Festival outside of the Undercity. Everyone is advised to sharpen their blades, tighten their girths, and prepare for battle. Candy buckets. What would Hallows End be without excessive amounts of sweet, sweet candy? Candy buckets, prominently marked with an exclamation mark, are located in inns throughout Eastern Kingdoms, Kalimdor, and Outland. Reach in and help yourself to a handful of assorted candy, which you then open by right-clicking it in your inventory. In addition, each candy bucket grants an experience point reward, or for maximum level characters, gold compensation. Note that you can only hold one handful of candy at a time, so make sure you open it before looting another candy bucket. Find all the candy buckets in each continent for achievements. Yeah, that's a little annoying getting all these. And another achievement is earned by looting every last candy bucket in the land. If you're wondering which candy buckets remain on your list, open up your achievements panel and look for relevant achievements under the Hallows End category, which itself is listed under World Events. The candies themselves offer temporary beneficial effects upon eating them. One of the candies, Nerds with a G, are associated with one of the new Hallows End achievements. While under the effects of the Nerds buff, get 50 honorable kills on enemy players in player versus player combat. I think it's called like Nerd Rage. If your supply of Nerds is exhausted, you can obtain them from other players or from the auction houses. They are not soulbound. I wonder if they removed that achievement. Or changed it or something. I don't remember. Or else I just don't remember it. Doing it. And it must have not been that hard. The Headless Horseman. Adventurers who find themselves in Goldshire, Azerwatch, Karanos, Brill, Razor Hill, or Silvermoon City may stumble upon the Headless Horseman as he flies over the town, inciting terror in the populace and setting their homes and buildings ablaze. Those who are brave of heart should talk to the costumed orphan matron nearby to learn how they can douse the flames and bring down the Headless Horror. Successfully fending off the horseman's attacks by extinguishing the fires is a daily quest. This quest is best attempted when other players are in the vicinity, as the intensity of the flames is too much for one player to reasonably handle. Another daily quest leads players into the Scarlet Monastery in search of the dreaded Horseman. Heroes who wish to vanquish this scary shade once and for all can find this shrine located in the Scarlet Monastery graveyard. Once there, adventurers can summon and defeat him, ending his terrifying travails for good, and earning some fun and useful rewards in the process, including epic armor, seasonal broomstick mounts, a special pet, and even the Headless Horseman's mount. Below are the rewards you can get by helping the sick orphans, Jesper and Spoops, as well as the treat bag given out by the innkeepers. Here's a small sample of some of the treats inside the treat bags you can get. Well, we're going to have to visit that other website for that. Dang it, I should have just left it open. Maybe it will load a little faster for me this time. We'll get back to that in a second. Hallows End Foods. Vendors in Ironforge and Orgrimmar are selling special treats as part of the celebration of Hallows End. Below are the seasonal treats you can purchase from these vendors. I don't know why they didn't maintain that. And additional information. Hallows End pumpkin treats. Eating these tasty treats can cause one of the following effects. Grow in size by 30% and turn orange. Turn ghostly, boo. Awesome. Turn into a skeleton with water breathing. Turn into a pirate with faster swim speed. Pumpkin bags. Level 51 to 60 humanoid monsters have a chance to drop a rare 16 slot bag. Elite monsters have the highest chance to drop this handy prize. Here's the Hallows End with Thunder Bluff. Here's the Wicker Man burning thing. And here's the Headless Horseman. Okay. Let's look at the rewards. So you can see the pumpkin tree. I think you throw them and it like makes a pumpkin head go on the other people or something. Treat bag. Inside the treat bag, you can get these masks. Oh, now you just get these different ways. Flimsy undead male, night elf male, undead female, or this is a sample. I think you can get every race, and there is actually an achievement for getting them all. Pretty sure. Or something like that. Maybe finding every combo. Something weird like that. The Hallowed One, which can turn people into certain things. Candy Bar. And you can buy Balara's Nutter Bar, Moonbrook Riot Taffy, Stylene's Sour Sucker Pop, and Tigulin Forest Strawberry Ice Cream. They show the, Nerd Rage. Yep, some of these are easy. Like there's a toothpick that you can get, that you just use it to get the sparkling smile. Trick or Treat is getting all of them around the world. One of these is maybe defeating the Headless Horseman. But there's a tricky one. It's like pumpkining maybe it's this masquerade, maybe it's this, I don't remember. One of them is getting all the mask, and another one is like, you have to pumpkin very specific combos of people. I think I had to like make a couple characters on an alternate account to pick it off. Day of the Dead. We're getting there. We're in the last couple months. This is November 1st to 2nd. It's also a memorial holiday. For the Day of the Dead festivities, the people of Azeroth and Outland gather in the graveyards of every major city to cook, eat, drink, don costumes, and more in celebration of those they've lost. Because the spirit world draws closest to the world of the living during this eerie holiday, we decorate the graves of our dearly departed with flowers and candles and offerings to welcome them back, even if only for a short visit. This is not a bad holiday because there's also very few achievements. It's not chained to the What a Strange Trip it's been. Pretty easy to do. It is found in the graveyards of all major cities: Stormwind, Ironforge, Darnassus, Exodar, Orgrimmar, Undercity, Silvermoon, Thunderbluff, Shattrath, and Dalaran. So one of the things you do is dance with Katrina. She's like a Forsaken Witch or something. What better way to celebrate the memories of those we've lost than through the ritualistic power of dance, and all the better during the Day of the Dead holiday when we're most among their ghostly presence. Dance and revel, and the inhabitants of the spirit world will dance and revel with you, and they will receive your gifts of food and drink and take with them on their elemental journeys the knowledge that they are loved. And if you approach Katrina in the midst of this merriment, select her and type Dance in Honor of the Fallen. You'll be granted an achievement in a 12-hour buff, Honor of the Dead, which will change your appearance to that of Katrina or Chapman, the graveyard vendor who also appears during this holiday. The Grateful Dead. Purchase some orange marigold or a bouquet of orange marigolds from Chapman and use them to see the otherwise invisible spirit in the graveyard. It's good to visit with friends and family again, though I may have overdone it. I've already eaten everything they made for me, says the cheerful human spirit. Might I trouble you for some of that delicious bread of the dead? I'd be most grateful. Chapman there sells the recipe, I think. And it just acquire some bread of the dead and give it to the cheerful spirit. Your reward is a macabre marionette, a sombrero-wearing, maraca-wielding skeleton companion pet. This pet can only be used during the Day of the Dead event. It cannot be learned and kept like other companion pets. I don't know if you can still get that thing. All right, we're down to the final two holidays. Pilgrim's Bounty. This one actually has some annoying achievements tied to it as well. Nowadays. We invite you to celebrate Pilgrim's Bounty with us. It is a time for reflecting on your journeys in good fortune, sharing plentiful food and stories with friends. You can partake in wonderful Pilgrim's Bounty feasts near major towns by sitting at a bounty table and enjoying the food you find there. If you're interested in learning the Pilgrim's Bounty's recipes, speak with an NPC outside any major city. Stuffing and potatoes are easy enough to put in front of a fire, but if you want to cook a turkey, you'll need to catch one first. Unsling your trusty turkey shooter and prepare for the hunt. The seasonal holiday from November 22nd to the 28th. Major cities of Kalimdor and Eastern Kingdoms only. Stormwind, Ironforge, Darnassus, Exeter, Orgrimmar, Undercity, Silvermoon, and Thunderbluff. In the minor towns of Goldshire, Caranos, Dolinar, Azure Watch, Razor Hill, Bloodhoof Village, Brill, Tranquillian, ruins of Thalrissen, Shadowprey Village, Falcon Wings Square, Stonnard, Hammerfall, Ravontusk Village, Lightshope Chapel, Wildhammer Keep, Chillwind Camp, South Shore, Terran Mill, Sepulchre. Bountiful tables are the centerpiece of the Pilgrim's Bounty celebration. They're tables loaded with food and surrounded by interactive chairs that allow you to eat and share food with other players via the action bar. A bountiful table is laid out with 5 different Pilgrim's Bounty foods, one in front of each chair. Each chair has an unlimited supply of one food, and they are conveniently labeled. The sweet potato chair, the turkey chair, the stuffing chair, the cranberry chair, and the pie chair. While in a chair, you may eat as much of that food as you like, as well as pass servings of that food to other players sitting in the chairs. Share the bountiful feast with your friends. If you eat 5 helpings of any single food, you'll gain benefits unique to that food. In addition, if you eat 5 helpings of every food, you'll get the Spirit of Sharing, which lasts 1 hour and increases reputation gain by 10%. This is accomplished much faster if you work together with your fellow feasters at passing food to one another. There are also daily cooking quests. Pilgrim's Bounty also plays host to a series of daily cooking quests designed to help chefs master their craft with seasonal recipes plucked from a bountiful cookbook. These quests require players to travel between the major cities of Azeroth and to fill the stomachs of armies with seasonal food. The reward for these quests is a turkey collar, a prize that ensures that the accomplished pilgrim will never go hungry again. Cool. All right, the final one, the Feast of Winter Veil. Ho, ho, hello, little child. I'm Great Father Winter, and I, courtesy of the fine folks of Smokywood Pastures, fresh from our farm to your plate, it's Smokywood Pastures' wholesome goodness, would like to wish you a fantastic Feast of Winter Veil. If you've been good this year, maybe you'll receive treats from Smokywood Pastures as your treat for the Feast of Winter Veil. Huzzah. Also be sure to stock up on treats to give those who've been nice this year. Smokywood Pastures has a great selection to choose from. Look for them in a major city near you. It's a holiday event through December and January in most major cities. Great Father Winter is visiting the great cities of Ironforge and Orgrimmar, courtesy of the fine folks of Smokywood Pastures, and he's spreading cheer in celebration for the Feast of Winter Veil. All of the cheer spreading is making Great Father Winter hungry, and he's looking for adventurers to get him his daily fix of milk and cookies. And there's a picture of the Ironforge version. Okay, so Wintervale bosses. The denizens of the dungeons of Northrend are also getting into the holiday spirit, and some dungeon bosses even wear festive winter hats, just like Great Father Winters. We saw that when we just did Skullomance the other day. Defeat a Winter Vale boss and the boss's hat is yours. Winter Vale bosses of Northrend, Grand Magus Telestra in the Nexus has a red one. Jadogo Shadow Seeker in Ankh-Khat, the Old Kingdom, has a red one. And Mage Lord Aurum in the Oculus has a green one. They're showing you her red hat in the Nexus, and that's a person wearing one after the fact. Revelers, during the Feast of Winter Vale, the innkeepers bring out holiday decorations to provide a festive atmosphere for their patrons. Who knows what might happen if you kiss a reveler standing near a sprig of mistletoe? There's someone flying on a flying Rudolph. Gift giving. In the quiet early hours of the 25th of December, the industrious goblins of Smokywood Pastures are already awake, a much-deserved reward for the noble adventurers throughout Azeroth. These generous harbingers of the holidays deposit gifts underneath the decorated trees in Orgrimmar and Ironforge. Keep an eye out for these presents as they're there for the taking. It starts on Christmas and ends January 2nd. Shows you getting a little robot there. There's also Metzin the reindeer. Disaster is struck. Metzin the reindeer has been kidnapped. Metzin is one of Great Father Winter's 8 reindeer and property of Smokywood Pastures. The Jingle Pocket Goblins have received 2 ransom letters from groups claiming to have Metzin. Concerned adventurers should visit Ironforge or Orgrimmar for more information. We did that. You can get one in Searing Gorge. There's a guy riding Metzin. I don't know what. Sorry, Metzin. You're going to get rid. Can't remember what the other place is. Smokywood Pastures missing shipment. Smokywood Pastures needs a few brave adventurers to investigate the disappearance of a shipment of holiday goods. Rumors are the shipment are in possession of the abominable Greench, found somewhere in the snowy regions of the Alterac Mountains. This is that quest being given out. We did that quest on camera. Jingle Pocket Goblins Fair Shops. The Jingle Pocket Goblins have set up their seasonal fair shops in major cities. Adventurers can purchase many holiday favorites, including Great Father Winter's Ale, candy canes, gingerbread cookie recipes, and mistletoe. There's a shop. Whoa, I didn't know this episode was going to be such a long one for me to pull off of my deleterious condition. Snowballs. Whether you pick them up from your local vendor or ask a friendly engineer to craft them for you, no Feast of Winter Vale is complete without some frozen projectile weapons. Get your mitts on some snowballs and say, Merry Feast of Winter Vale, the old-fashioned way with a snowball to the face. Snowman accompanying Great Father Winter in his journeys across Azeroth are his loyal troops of snowmen. They can be found wandering around Ironforge and Orgrimmar, bringing with them the chill breath of winter into even the warmest climates. There's one of them there. All right, and finally we get a little history to wrap it up. The later seasons of Azeroth are marked as a time of change in many cultures. The dwarves and the Tauren especially look to a legend of the coming winter veil, the blanketing of the land in snow, this heralding a time of renewal, a time for celebration. I think one of the quests gives you a book that tells this. The term winter veil is said to stem from a supernatural being referred in many cultures to as Great Father Winter. As he would walk in the land late in the seasons, winter itself would be his billowing cloak. In his wake was the blanketing of the land in snow, and thus it is said that Great Father Winter would cast his wintry veil over the land. Through parts of Azeroth may lie in snow, it gives the land time for rebirth and renewal. The idea of feasting during this time of year is one that faces its origins in the legend itself. As Great Father Winter walked Azeroth, it is said he would provide a bounty for those who welcomed his presence. As such, the idea of feasting during the winter veil would bring together communities as they shared whatever they had. Typically, a single day of merriment and feasting welcomed the change, all in anticipation of the land's renewal. Other cultures have begun to recognize the Feast of Winter Vale as a time of great celebration, though not in the same traditions as the legend bases it in. Customs often unrelated to anything other than a chance for celebration and gift exchange have made their way into modern observation of the season. Even the image of Great Father Winter is sometimes used, but more as a harbinger of commercial exploit than as a supernatural titan. And the final gallery, there is a Dark Iron. Oh yeah, that's Thaurissan, Emperor Thaurissan next to Moira, and he's with that red hat on. There's the Iron Forge. There's some people bedecked in the gear plus Great Father Winter. There's what's available in the shop. You can see wrapping paper and some spices to cook with, as well as the eggnog and gingerbread cookie recipe. Couple people under the mistletoe acted coy. There's a winter portal. I think it turns you into a snowman. There's the abominable Grinch. You can get snowball from the ground. There's the horrid Great Father and Orcish Winter Reveler. There's a Tauren giving you, I guess he works for the goblins. There's the Forsaken Christmas. Even they like it down there. Christmas tree in Thunder Bluff, or actually in the town. All right, we did that. That's why I had to stop calling these ones lures and shorts, because sometimes we get them like this. But hey, it was fun. I enjoyed it, and over the next year, we're going to be playing through a lot of these, not all of them. The ones we haven't done in Classic, we're going to play through. It's going to be top priority. And all of the ones that were like available at the current patch time, we're going to play through. But there's going to be a lot of like looping back and playing what we haven't done as we try to like hit these up over the next few years. It's going to take as we do all the expansions. Thanks everybody for watching, listening, and tuning in and bearing with me. I know audio quality is probably pretty terrible when my head has just decided to shut down many areas previously reserved for rational thinking and devote them to producing mucus. On that word, I'm out. This episode's in the pipe. 5 by 5.